Bollinger in center, and Grant Weiserman's in right field. The lineup as filled out by Coach Schifino for this San Francisco State Gators team, trying to end this series with a win. Warriors taking the first 3 games, but Daniel Murillo will lead things off, the shortstop. He's followed by Derek LaFerriere, Mike Cunningham, Justin Johnson, Daniel Santos, AJ Schrader, Matt Sugden, Steven Espinosa, and Camden Andrews. The lone left-handed hitter in that lineup is AJ Schrader. About a minute 17 away from first pitch here. Sasson, of course, your first baseball game ever at Westmont College.
Yes, thank you. I'm very happy to be here. I'm only going to get 1 season of these baseball games, but I'm happy to be here for it.
I am very excited that you'll get 1. Ryan Humphreys on the mound for Westmont, 12 ERA this season. 1 3-inning appearance so far where he gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and he struck out 3 batters. So looking to bounce back from that game and get started on the right foot here. See how much Coach Svagdis asks him to go. Normally used as a relief pitcher in games, of course in this non-conference part of the season. Everyone's getting work in different places. And we will see him face off against Daniel Murillo to start this contest. First one fouled back to the screen.
Oh, came right at us.
Yeah, get used to that one.
Little low and to the right, but yeah.
Daniel Murillo 0 for 3 in that first game. He did walk twice in the first 2 innings to begin it. The 0-1 taken high.
High and in is where Humphreys been so far. We'll see if he works around that zone at all. Probably will. Don't know why he wouldn't utilize the whole zone.
The 1-1 comes home. That one is away. Falls behind 2-1.
Little overcorrection. He's not too far behind yet in this pitch count. Doesn't have to fight super hard. But once again, not a totally ideal position to be in.
2-1 is high again, and you're right, he's living upstairs in the zone. For this game, finally, you can see the strike zone on this computer that we have up here. Rearranging some things in the booth between games. He's living with the high heat, 91 miles per hour on the fastball. Goes high once again.
First walk so far.
Yeah, this game's starting off the same way last game did. Daniel Murillo working a walk to lead things off. And once again, it's LaFerriere. So any spoiler, he might try to bunt, as that's exactly how the first inning went last time. A first pitch bunt to move Murillo to second base. This one, now he's facing a lefty, looking to swing away. Instead, he takes a strike.
He's got a perfect .333 average
on this season. See what that translates to. 1 for 3 so far. Excuse me, not 1 for 3, 5 for 15.
Generous call. That ball was about full ball, half ball outside the zone. It comes down as a strike.
Fooled everyone here, including our scoreboard operator. Wrote that down as a ball. I don't blame him. Emphatic groan there. He doesn't get the call. It's 1 and 2.
That one was just touching the zone.
Yeah, it was very fun watching the strike zone yesterday. I wasn't on the broadcast, but going downstairs.
I was up here. I had for the
swung on and missed strike 3. Ryan Humphreys has his first strikeout of the day.
I wasn't sure. I'm pretty sure it was the second game. One of our broadcasters was working the camera, Natalie Fagan. I came to bring her a gluten-free bagel because she was hungry. And I was up here with Jacob Norling and Simon Reed, 2 of our other broadcasters, both graduated Westmont alums. Simon Reed went on to play in the minors for a while.
This one chopped back to the box. Humphrey has to come get it. He does. Underhand flip to first, and there's 2 gone.
But I was up here and just watching, it's different because I'm not sure how much baseball Jacob played or you played or really any of us broadcasters actually played. But having Simon there and being able to kind of see it as a batter sees it as well, really interesting to see the zones.
It's always good to have a former player in the booth. Right now, we don't have one unless you played, because I didn't play.
If you count Little League and T-ball, but I think I have more black eyes than base hits when I was a kid.
1-0, I believe the count is.
Yeah, I took keep your eye on the ball a little bit too seriously.
That was from hit by pitches or ground balls that came up and ate you in the face?
A little bit of both, and some just playing catch with my dad.
Oh no! Swung on and missed, strike 1.
We go sit out there playing catch, and I'm just getting flashbacks to the Sandlot right now, but I just moved my hand too early, and the ball would come and hit me in the face.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. That's where my mind went, to that scene. Get hit in the face. Foul tip into the glove for strike 2.
We did have it was a little different, a little bit. It's interesting reminiscing on my childhood, to people that are listening, but we had a bag of frozen peas. We didn't have a steak, we had a bag of frozen peas. We called them medicinal peas. So, anytime...
Swung on and missed strike 3. Another strikeout for Ryan Humphreys. That will end the first inning. After the leadoff walk, a pair of strikeouts, and a ground out mixed in. Humphreys did it himself all 3 times, and we will go to the bottom of the first. Scoreless here at Russ Carr. Bottom of the first here between the Gators and the Warriors. Defense for Coach Schifino on the field. Ian Sullivan takes the mound. He's got Camden Andrews behind the disc. Match Sujin playing first. Steven Espinosa at second. Daniel Murillo at short. Justin Johnson's at third. AJ Schrader, Michael Cunningham, and Daniel Santos make up the outfield from left to right. Patterson sends the first pitch he sees. A ground ball into left field for a base hit.
Been seeing a lot of that today, just those hits into left field. Mostly right-handed hitters would explain that. But I've noticed between today's game and yesterday's game, those line drives are so dangerous.
Yeah, Patterson's kept the ball low today. 2 for 5 in that first game. A couple singles, and then forced out, grounded into a double play. So he's kept the ball low. It's a bunt off for Soper. That goes foul. Lineup for Coach Svagdis: Patterson, Soper, McFeely, Dunn, DiMaggio, Bollinger, Weisermans, Callahan, and McAvoy will be doing the catching today. Soper, the 0-1. Throw over to first. That was another theme, is that this San Francisco State pitching staff likes to use lots of time throwing over to first.
Yes, and second.
That did happen a couple times as well.
trying to avoid as many steals as they can.
They avoided one. They had one caught stealing and one stolen base allowed in that first game. Both of them being Michael Soper, who's at the plate right now.
Yeah, but it's looking like they're just giving the laundry man a hard time right now.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. It's funny, I know Kai Hashimoto, recent graduate of Westmont volleyball, she was part of that team that was tasked with doing all the laundry.
She just graduated? I saw her the other day.
Well, recently graduated from the volleyball program, I should say.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, and yeah, that's definitely the least favorite part of the job. They wash all the athletes' uniforms, but baseball pants and jerseys is by far the worst thing to try to clean up.
3 in a row to first base, Joseph.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 pitches have been seen. About 3 throws over to first. This one comes home. Called strike 3.
Wow.
Outside part of the plate, if you could even say that.
Generous. Very, very generous.
Yeah.
Zone there.
And we're looking at it on our screen. That's about 2 balls off the plate.
I'd
Maybe
say
a third
maybe even
one.
3.
Yeah.
Maybe even 3 balls.
Thought McFeely will step in, 1 on and 1 out. Ian Sullivan with his first strikeout of the day. Haven't gotten to his numbers yet. This one flied hard out to right field. If it stays fair, it could be gone, but it goes foul into the trees.
Just barely, too. About, I'd say 3 or 4 yards too far.
Foul. I think it was a little bit more foul than we're letting on.
You've got a different angle than I've got. I've got a little pole in my vision here.
And there goes some papers.
That's my batter sheet.
Well, we've got more of those. You can try to go back and get it.
It's in a nice bush, so I think I'm gonna grab those real quick.
All right, go ahead. I'll take over. Bryce McFeely, 0-1 right now. The runner goes. This one hit through to the left side, and it gets through. Patterson's going to try to get to third. It's a single for McFeely, and the hit and run works for Westmont. Now the throw gets away, and McFeely, good heads-up base running, gets to second.
Maybe I should take my headset off more often, Joseph.
Yeah.
Like, good things appear to happen when I'm
So
chasing papers.
Play. I doubt there'll be an error charged on that play, as McFeely seemed to be advancing on the throw. Nonetheless, second and third, 1 out is a good spot for Trey Dunn, and boy, did he convert in a big way earlier on in this game. A big 3-run homer in the third inning that blew that game open for Westmont. They never looked back after that moment. Here's Dunn with 2 ducks in the pond. He takes high.
That one just itched the strike zone.
Patterson at third, McFeely at second, Sullivan set and delivers. That's low and away, but held in front by Andrews. Now Sullivan, I meant to get to this, 27 ERA. He only pitched 1 in the third innings in his only appearance so far. He allowed 4 runs on 5 hits, walked 2 batters, and struck out 2. It's a rather disastrous appearance that was. He gets a swing and a miss here.
Yeah, not too successful. Nothing to write home about.
Yeah. This time looking for a more favorable inning if he can get through Dunn and DiMaggio without allowing a run across. This one, high fly ball out to left field. A line drive into the corner, but it's caught. Patterson will tag and score, and the Warriors have their first run.
So 1-0 early on. He was all over that ball as soon as it got hit. Exit speed 89 miles per hour, rather quick.
That's actually slow for exit speed. That did not look like it was hit at only 89 miles per hour.
Based off the speed of the pitch?
Based off the speed off the bat and how it got, I guess it was only going to land 288 feet away from home plate. I hyped it up a lot more than...
It looked like it was going a lot further than it did.
Very loud sound off the bat, and it's an RBI for Trey Dunn. Feely's back at second. Already action taking place in that Gator bullpen. this one. Now cranked out to left field. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Jesse DiMaggio past the foul pole, and the Warriors lead 3-0.
I'm telling you, you got to bring a glove if you're out in left field. If you're a fan, you're out there, you are going to catch a ball. You know, it may go into the bushes, it may hit the foul pole, but if you're in that street, you've got a souvenir.
Jesse DiMaggio, related to the late, great Joe DiMaggio, has his second home run of the season.
They are related?
They are.
Wow.
Big shot there. See how much Coach Schifino likes Sullivan on this mound. There is already a player getting loose in the pen. Bollinger steps in and he takes low. I believe that's Andrew Silva getting loose down there.
Yeah, 3 hits off 3 runs, only 2 outs.
This one's cranked up the middle. A chopper for the second baseman, Espinosa. He converts the play, and the Gators get out of the inning. But not before the Warriors can tack on 3 runs on 3 hits. We will go to the top of the second where the Warriors lead 3-0 after a word from one of our sponsors.
Thank you to the Ramada Inn. The 9-time Ramada Worldwide Award-winning Ramada by Wyndham is a proud sponsor of Westmont College Athletics. Go Warriors. The Ramada would love for you to make us your hotel of choice whenever you have friends or family coming to visit Santa Barbara. Call us at 805-964-3511 and mention Westmont Athletics for a 20% discount. Ramada, your hotel of choice, 805-964-3511. Go Warriors.
Back in the action here, top of the second, Joseph Bingener and Sasson Nahas here with you. Ryan Humphreys out to begin his second inning of work, facing Daniel Santos, the right fielder for this San Francisco State team. Hasn't gotten off to the hottest start this season, just 2 for 19. He did get a big hit in this first game today as he takes a strike. Santos, it was a leadoff double in that second inning, where he later came around to score the game's first run. The highlight of the young season for him so far. Looking to create another one against Ryan Humphreys. This one he falls off to the right.
Wonder how many balls I've collected down in that little creek down there.
That you have, or
not that I have? Not that I have personally. I'm not down there at night with a flashlight looking for baseballs. Someone might be.
Yeah, usually they try to keep those pearls in rotation, the game balls, as they're so referred to. 0-2. Hump looking for his third. Nah, instead it's grounded to second. Soper flips over to McFeely, and there's one away.
Great way to start off the inning. First batter. Because it's not like, I feel like with a strikeout, if you're out in the outfield or in the infield, you're not getting much work. It could catch you off guard when a ball comes your way, but even a nice simple ground ball kind of keeps you alert, keeps you moving. You're not relying on your pitcher to just throw strikeouts.
That's an interesting take. I will say that. It is something to think about.
2 sides to each coin,
Yeah.
Joseph. 2 sides.
Here's Hump's second batter of the inning. Strike taken.
Obviously, if you could have perfect games consistently, it's preferable.
Right.
But
Or immaculate innings, as had that been a 3-pitch strikeout, he would be on track for right now. Humphreys, the first lefty-lefty matchup of the day. Pitch goes low and away. That's A.J. Schrader, the left fielder, at the plate. Same-sided matchup. The only time Hump will benefit from that in this lineup. This one he fires inside, and it's fought off by Schrader. That was 91 right on the inner part of the plate.
Yeah, I've also enjoyed listening to the baseball fans as well. I'm a big trash talk guy, so hearing all that really adds to the atmosphere as opposed to, I've been to a couple tennis matches.
As different as it can be.
And I'm a rowdy fan, I'll say that. I've had a couple tennis umpires and tennis coaches get mad at me and yell at me and tell me to quiet down a little bit. I think, Joseph, you were there on one of those instances. But I like that there is a certain amount of trash talk tolerated in baseball, at least.
Yeah, it got pretty heated. We'll see how it turns out when Azusa Pacific gets here. And that is called strike 3. A bit of a delayed call there. It's the third strikeout for Humphreys as he gets Schrader looking. To continue with what you're saying, it got a little bit rowdy during the Azusa Pacific series last year from parents on both sides arguing with each other, bantering during the game, arguing with the umpire too in the middle of all that. But I do recommend, if you ever come to a game, try to sit as close to Mr. Critchett. That's Liam Critchett, graduated last year from this Westmont baseball team. His dad still comes out to these games, and he is a character.
Yeah.
That man, and that's probably who you hear during a lot of these chirps. I don't see him down there. His wife's laughing at me. She can hear it. He is phenomenal to attend games with.
Yeah.
The 0-1 curveball gets in there or not.
Yeah, that first one was outside and was called a strike. That second one actually was in the strike zone and not called a strike. So 50-50. It looks like it's been evening out overall.
So the 1-1 with a miss with the curveball. Tries fastball and it's fouled away.
I feel like we talk about school rivalries and there's this whole thing trying to be reignited between Biola and Westmont, but I've always felt a higher rivalry with APU than any other school. Any match I've been to, tennis, basketball, soccer, I've always felt much more energy between APU and Westmont than Biola.
Yeah, it's fun trying to see the school hype up these rivalries because they've been dormant for so long. Of course, geographically still close, but back when Westmont was still in the NAIA and Biola and Azusa Pacific had already left the old GSAC and moved up to Pac West in Division 2, sat dormant, and then, it's still kind of there. You weren't here for it, but 2 years ago when we had the Masters who play in Santa Clarita, that rivalry was intense. Vanguard baseball rivalry especially was intense, and now Vanguard's back. Well, this one lined past Daniel Patterson into the corner here. Might be extra bases for Sugden as it's scooped up in the corner by Dunn near the foul pole, and it will be a double for the first baseman.
Good hit for him.
Yeah, that's definitely a matchup to circle on the schedule. April 25th, right before finals week. Vanguard comes home. First time Westmont will play them in a season. Steven Espinosa steps in, the right-handed batter with a runner in scoring position. He swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. Humphreys dialing it up to 92 on that fastball.
Whew. I can feel it. That Gusta, it's not a gust of wind.
And now the wind is switched. It was blowing from right to left earlier. It's blowing in from center now. That's a called strike. But that's the direction that pitch is blowing. He gets another fastball by him for strike 2. The 0-2 inside.
Deep inside. Almost off our trackman inside.
And almost off the chest of Steven Espinosa, who wouldn't mind wearing one with an 0-2 count. Now 1-2.
Yeah, but a 93-mile-per-hour ball hitting you.
That's true. This one chopped back to the box. Picked up again by Hump. He'll flip to first. and there's 2 gone. Excuse me, the inning is over. Wow. Not counting outs correctly here. The Warriors get out of it. They leave a runner on second base, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. The Warriors still ahead by 3.
If you want to win in every arena of college life, go to 2. Make it yours.
Bottom of the second, and it will be Grant Weisermans taking his second at-bat of the day. Back in that first game, he walked in the 7th inning, took over for Jesse DiMaggio at the DH position. He actually was a pinch runner back in the 6th inning of that game, and then stole a base, and then came up as the DH and walked.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone with a Y as the first initial of their last name.
Oh, this one he wears a high off the shoulder. That's a free 90, and he'll take it. Dugout loves it.
Boy, is that dugout deep.
Yeah, I mean, we got ice, and as a pitcher, that was an 86-mile-per-hour pitch. That's not the one that you want him to wear. Coach will want you to hit him with the fastball, usually they say.
Yeah.
The breaking pitch catches Weisermans on the shoulder. A curveball that just couldn't get back into the zone. Squaring to Bunnis Callahan. He does get it down. It's picked up by Andrews, who throws to first. There's one gone. But Callahan gets the job done with a sacrifice bunt. Weiserman's now in scoring position for Tyler McAvoy. And it's funny because we got this lineup sheet before the game. We always get the lineup sheet. Everyone had their last name on it. And for Tyler McAvoy, Coach Svagdis, or whichever coach filled out the lineup sheet, put T-Mac.
T-Mac.
And our production techs were trying to figure out who T-Mac was. And I was saying this yesterday because I was watching the game, and I was like, well, I wonder if anyone calls him T-Mac. So that answers the question as he lines one foul into the Warrior bullpen. Now, T-Mac, of course, sounds like a familiar nickname to most, and it sounded like a familiar nickname to me, but I couldn't quite put my finger on who the more famous T-Mac is. And I don't know, do you know who it is?
Tyler McIntosh, for some reason, just comes to my brain.
Who is that?
I've got no idea.
Yeah, okay.
I've got no clue. No clue who Tyler McIntosh is, but that's just the first name that comes to my head.
Okay. So, the answer to that trivia question for all the fans watching at home, who are a little bit older than both of us, is Tracy McGrady.
I know Tracy
It's
McGrady.
T-Mac. Yeah, so
Yeah,
we know Tracy
I know
McGrady.
Tracy McGrady. I didn't know he was known as T-Mac.
Here's the 0-1, fouled away again by T-Mac. McAvoy on the season. Be expected to catch maybe a little bit more than he thought, as Andrew Gadara won't be playing for a while with an injury, and Shane Hofstadler back in the lineup for the team. Still getting some action. He caught part of the game, the second game yesterday. He's going to catch all of the second game today as he takes the ball outside. On the season, McAvoy 167. He's only had 6 at-bats. Got 1 hit, and he's been hit by a pitch.
See what he can do. Come on, show us, T-Mac.
1-2, trying to prove himself. McAvoy lines this one, but it bounces in front of the second baseman, who throws over to first. Espinosa converts that play with Sudgen. It looked like it was destined for center field off the bat. I guess it was cued right off the end.
Yeah, I was gonna
46 mile per hour exit velocity.
I think it went straight into the dirt.
Oh, maybe it did chop down first. So Daniel Patterson, man who scored the game's first run, leadoff single on the first pitch he saw. Now as a runner on third base with 2 gone. Second pitch he sees. It's called a strike.
Not too generous. Barely grazing the edge of the zone.
Those are the ones that I'm used to seeing called strikes, however.
Yes.
So it looked like a good spot. Home plate umpire this time is Jeffrey Osborne as the crew rotates. There's one away.
That one just a little outside Joseph.
So Osborne was first base umpire, now behind the dish. Steele Rogers takes over at first base, and Roger Rangel, the crew chief, for home plate umpire from the first game, is now over by third. Patterson fouls another pitch away.
Add it to the collection in the river.
Yeah, it's fun for all the freshmen on this team that are tasked with going to get those balls. That was Sean DeBoard and was Kyle Wyszynski. I'm trying to remember the name.
Yeah, I believe so.
Will Kaczynski, who was in the wilderness during that first game.
You hear the clickety-clack of their cleats going down the road behind us.
I always think of that sound for some reason. It sounds like suction cups. Even though
I think growing up playing soccer, I think it'll always just sound like cleats to me. It is a very definite cleats on. It's like a horrible sound almost.
Yeah.
Because the hard ground kind of ruins your cleats.
And I know you didn't play in metal spikes playing soccer, but they sound that much
well,
similar?
No, we didn't play metal spikes, but it is quite similar. Track spikes too.
Track and field, of course, going on right now. Full count pitch, fouled off to stay alive. Patterson keeping this at-bat going. We'll see a 7th pitch when he gets back in the box. I wonder how things are going at that track meet.
Well, if my eyes were better, I could tell you.
Yeah. Or if the track wasn't 20 feet lower than the baseball field and 500 feet away. Swung on and missed strike 3. Sullivan gets out of the inning. A clean one for him. Holding this to a 3-run deficit for San Francisco State. They'll come back out top of the 3rd. See who the Warriors put on the mound. Looks like it's going to be Humphreys again when we come back.
Enjoy an escape to serenity. The American Riviera. As you soak up the sun, spend your day in wine country, and take in some of Southern California's finest cultural centers. The Carpinteria Inn in Santa Barbara offers Spanish Mission architecture, well-appointed amenities, and cozy suites, all just 2 blocks from the beach and minutes from the area's finest shopping and dining destinations.
Top of the 3rd here. Ryan Humphreys back out for his 3rd inning of work so far. Just 1 hit allowed. 2 base runners in all. Through the first 2, he faces the only hitter he hasn't faced yet in this order. That's Camden Andrews, the catcher, stepping into the box. Takes that ball. Whoa, actually a strike?
That actually was a strike, it looks like, too, yeah. Just barely.
So a lot of times, I know you're relatively new to the game of baseball, but borderline calls like that, if the catcher doesn't hang on to the ball, they usually don't get the benefit of the doubt. So I'm very surprised that McAvoy got such a delayed call on that ball that got away from him.
Thank you, Joseph.
This one cued off to the right side. McFeely picks it up, flips to Humphreys, who's covering. A good play turned in by the Warrior defense for the first out.
Would you consider that a form of ball don't lie?
I mean, he called it a strike, and it was a strike. So it was the right call. But a good play by McFeely, who we're going to continue to keep shouting out, getting some innings in at first base. His usual position is right field. Today, at least this morning, is the first time that I've seen him play first base. And so far, he's been doing pretty well. Daniel Murillo steps in. A walk back in the first. This pitch he takes as a ball.
That one's a little interesting.
Yeah, curveball. Humphreys is not getting these calls with the curveball near the top of the zone. The 1-0, another curveball. That one is called a strike.
Almost ended up in identical
Yeah,
spots as well.
It actually was closer to the edge of the strike zone than the previous one. Similar height. This one a little bit more inside than the first. And yet, that one is called a strike. The 1-1. This one check swing near the top of the zone. Did he go? He did not go. 2-1 now. Ryan Humphreys spinning the ball well today. Already 3 strikeouts in 2 1/3. Behind 2-1. Now he's even 2-2. Looking for strikeout number 4. Hump set, delivers. This one, low and inside.
That ball's getting dirty, Joseph.
Yeah, Murillo, he either walks or hits a ground ball into the infield. That's been the story today. 3 walks, 2 groundouts to short, and a double play on a ground out to third. Full count pitch. Slide towards right field near the bullpen, and that's where it'll land. Actually, just over the bullpen. It's a foul ball.
Let's see another pitch.
Another 7-pitch at bat. Patterson had one that ended with a strikeout swinging in the second. And now Murillo, the other leadoff hitter, try to have a better outcome with the 7th pitch he sees. Hump delivers. It's lined into the glove of Michael Soper at second base. Two gone here. And Derek LaFerriere will be the opponent. He went down swinging. The first strikeout victim for Ryan Humphreys in the first inning. See what Hump has dialed up for him here. The first pitch is high. So still no action in this Westmont bullpen. Not that I can see of, at least.
I don't believe there's any yet.
I see a ball being thrown, so someone's playing catch, but it's not from the mound.
I think I saw a mother with 2 kids back there earlier.
So I think maybe for Ryan Humphreys, he could be asked to get 4 this game. Not the usual workload for him.
That was
Come home, and it's called a strike.
a lot of pitching. That's a lot of throwing. That pitch at 83 miles an hour.
Hump delivers. It's fouled. Off of himself, I believe. As LaFerriere did. Should probably revise my statement about Ryan Humphreys' usual workload. I do believe he started plenty of games last season, if I can recall correctly from memory. My laptop would allow me to turn it on. 2-2 the count. LaFerrier takes inside.
Another full count.
Payoff pitch with 2 outs. Humphrey set. Delivery. Curveball that stays high and away. It's ball 4, and LaFerrier has worked a walk. That brings up Cunningham. Grounded right back to the box for Humphreys in that first inning. But he had 2 home runs to close out game 1. Solo homer and a 2-run homer in the 8th and 9th innings, respectively, as he takes a ball.
Humphreys trying to maybe bring that one back inside a little bit. Slower pitch. Way outside.
Called off to the right.
We have not seen much chasing today so far, Joseph.
I was going to mention that, yeah. Not too many swings and misses. Just 3 so far in this game for Ryan Humphreys. 2 of them were 4 swings and misses, excuse me. 2 of them were the 3rd strike to LaFerrier and Johnson back in the first inning. Since that moment, just 1. This one fouled high behind us.
Very happy I decided to not park my car over here. Seeing some of these errant balls.
Yeah, they got close. I don't know if a car's actually been hit today. Certainly in the past, it happens quite a bit.
Yeah, but you notice that statement today.
Runner going here. It gets away from Hofstadler, about as high as you'll see any pitch spike off the dirt. And that allows Cunningham to reach after he swung at that pitch. So he goes down as a strikeout, but the wild pitch allows Cunningham to reach, and it moves LaFerrier over to second.
How did that bounce so high?
Yeah, that was higher than us here in the second level. It was very close to bouncing over the screen, and now Coach Svagnus is going to talk it over. I think he wants to ask and make sure that that ball was not touched by the bat, considering how high it went off the screen. It's not a bad question to ask, and I think the umpires are going to discuss it. It did seem rather unusual from our vantage point.
Yes, and unfortunately we do not have replay today. We could help out, or at least, if not help out, then offer
an opinion.
Offer an opinion, yeah.
Our replay monitor is not working for us. Yeah, we could show you all at home a replay. We'll hope that it would show what happened on that. And they're going to still award Cunningham first base on the strikeout. So that's how it goes. It is the 4th strikeout for Ryan Humphreys, but it keeps this inning alive. That allows Johnson to take advantage of the opportunity. He represents the potential tying run. Humphreys misses outside.
Outside again. He opened up the last batter 77 outside, this time throwing a heater outside. Trying to change up the strategy a bit.
I'm checking the runner. Instead comes home. And that one misses for ball 2.
About a ball off the corner.
Last season, his highest inning pitch was 6 innings. Most of those appearances were about 5 innings. So this is the normal workload as he gets a swing and miss here.
Still working with that heater. Hasn't gone below 90 so far this at bat.
Johnson fell victim to Humphreys for a strikeout back in the first. Right now, Humphreys trying to battle back into this count, and he does as he gets another swing and miss.
Well done. That first strike was a little bit more toward the inside, this one the outside. But almost the exact same plane, same height.
Yeah, you have to believe he's just able to beat Johnson with velocity. Might go fastball one more time. Here it is, lined into center field. It's going to give Bollinger a bit of a run near the fence. He can't get it. It's off the fence. It stays in play. 2 runs will score, and Johnson will hold up at second with a 2-run double.
Unfortunately, Ballinger just barely unable to make the play on the ball. It looked like it either may have bounced off the tip of his glove, and then the fencer just directly off the fence. I couldn't quite see it from here.
Yeah, and now Coach Stefano's going to ask the umpires to convene and try and see if that ball actually went over the fence when it hit off the glove or near the fence. They want to see if that ball hit above the yellow line. And there are some little fence posts that support that chain link fence beyond the green wall with the yellow line on top of it. And so if the ball did in fact hit one of those the top of one of those posts, they're behind the yellow line, and that would be a home run. So we'll see what this discussion leads to. At least 2 runs will score on this play. That's the for sure part of this argument. So LaFerriere and Cunningham come home. The conversation is whether Johnson should be awarded home plate. If it is overturned, then Johnson will have his first home run of the season. It was a rather lengthy discussion. They're going to say that he stays at second base, and now Schifino so they will have an argument here with Schifino. Let's see if get the camera on that argument. I guess not. We will. But that's what it was. The umpires were telling Schifino that he could not argue the call after the discussion was made. And he's still upset with the umpires. I can't make any type of ruling on the play, as it looked to me like it hit off the top of the wall, maybe the yellow line, maybe over the fence, but nonetheless, a ball coming back into play is usually in play most of the time. So we'll turn the page. Santos will come up with 2 outs, a runner on second base, try to bring him home, as Johnson represents the potential tying run still. Now he's at second base. First pitch strike to Santos. A curveball out of the hands of Humphreys. Santos grounded to second his first time. 0-1 the count to the right fielder. This one, a curveball. It's punched in front of home plate. McAvoy gets to it. Can he make the throw in time? He can, as McFeely picks it up on the other end. The Warriors surrender 2 runs in this inning. And now they'll come up in the bottom of the third, only leading by 1.
Yeah, great recovery off that very shortly hit ball for a split second there. I thought the runner was going to beat him, but good catch from McFeely. Great throw from the pitcher, and that's the end of the inning. We want to give a big thank you to the Auto Club Travel Expo. The Automobile Club of Southern California invites you to the AAA Travel Expo on Sunday, March 2nd at the Santa Barbara Auto Club office. The expo will be held from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You'll find insider information, hourly door prizes, exclusive show offers, and vendor presentations by Alma Waterways, Lindblad Expeditions, Rocky Mountaineer, and Viking Cruises. To RSVP, call 805-898-2824. That's 805-898-2824. Once again, that's 805-898-2824.
Michael Soper steps in. Warriors leading by just a run now. trying to light that spark. Maybe tack on some insurance runs.
Would like to see a couple more runs before the end of this game.
Soper fouls the first one he sees back. Still Sullivan on the mound for San Francisco State. There are bodies in the bullpen. No one is throwing from a mound yet. He's settled into this game, retiring the past 3 batters he's faced. Misses with a pitch low. It's 1-1. He got Soper looking on 3 pitches the first time he faced him. It's a strike here.
Still looking. That one about a ball and a half out of the zone.
And part of it is sometimes where umpires set up.
Yeah,
and you
I've
see
seen.
You see the video for that? Or I'm talking like I saw a video about it recently.
I saw a video about one umpire that called a perfect game.
Pat Hoberg. You probably did see the same video.
Didn't he just get in trouble for something?
Yeah,
if I remember, for betting. For some betting
Pat
related
Hoberg.
thing.
That's who it was.
Yeah, but the way he sets up behind the catcher instead of just setting up in a specific spot.
Yeah, so that is the same video that I saw. And here, this one grounded to short, picked up by Murillo, throwing across the diamond and picked out of the dirt. A good play on the other end by Matt Sudgen for out number 2. Yeah, that's what you're saying about. That's what we're saying about the umpires. This home plate umpire Jeffrey Osborne. He's setting up on the inside part of the plate. So he's switching for righties and lefties. He's setting up on the left side of the catcher to righties and on the right side of the catcher for lefties. But what it does is it makes it so much harder to call those outside pitches.
Yeah.
And that's when you're seeing maybe some generosity on the outside part of the zone, as we saw in the at-bat to Soper. Now we're on Dunn as he lines one hard into center field, but it will hang up for Cunningham. Catches that, and that is 6 Warriors retired in the row as Sullivan has settled into this game. We will go to the top of the 4th. The Warriors still lead 3-2.
Cottage came to Westmont College because they saw the need for this accelerated baccalaureate program.
Westmont is offering an accelerated Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, which is about a 16-month program. The need for nurses is not going to go away tomorrow.
For me, it was a calling.
Westmont is now accepting applications for its nursing program. Generous scholarships are available. Apply at westmont.edu/nursing.
Top of the 4th here at Russ Carr. Ryan Humphreys back out for a 4th inning of work. The San Francisco State lineup started to get to him in that 3rd inning. They converted 2 runs off of 1 hit. And A.J. Schrader will be the batter. Lefty-lefty matchup once again. Hump won the first one when he got him looking in the 2nd inning. Time, a called strike on the outside part of the plate. But that inning, I mean, didn't really touch on it in the moment, but when Mike Cunningham struck out and advanced to first on a wild pitch, that really changed it.
Yeah. How does that work? How do you strike out and advance to first?
So the catcher has to catch the ball on a strikeout. If he doesn't catch it and it touches the dirt, he can either tag the runner or throw over to first. But in that case, there was no chance as that ball bounced all the way to the top of the backstop on that wild pitch as there's one high.
Thank you for the clarity, because you kept saying strikeout, but he was in fact awarded the base. So
Yeah.
I was.
Well, I mean, not awarded. He earned it.
Yeah, earned the base. It was not awarded. Yeah.
So the 1-1, 4 strikeouts on the day for Humphreys. But if that play's converted, the inning is over, and Justin Johnson can't hit that double to the right center gap. Basically center field, really.
Yeah, right by the scoreboard.
That fundamentally changed this game. One wild pitch can make a huge difference. 1-2 the count against Schrader. He takes called strike 3 on the outside corner.
Very generous, Joseph, as you said, with that outside. That was about 2 balls out.
That's twice now Schrader has gone down looking. That's the 5th strikeout victim of the day for Ryan Humphreys. Now face Matt Sugden, who got the better of him the last time he came up, hitting a double. Sugden takes high. Sugden, of course, with a good play at first base in the most recent inning. Scoop one out of the dirt.
Like you're playing with some sand at the beach.
There's Hump. He delivers. That's high again.
I do feel like we have some old-timey nicknames, though, on this team. Mac. T-Mac. Mac. The Hump.
You're talking about even in Westmont in general with Mac as being Adrian McIntyre, or
Adrian McIntyre or Anthony McIntyre.
yeah. Anthony was here earlier. I'm assuming he's in the gym now watching basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Westmont grad.
There are a lot of Macs.
Yeah. I mean, it's I can think any last name with the prefix Mick or Mac can get that. This one popped in the air on the infield. Hump let his defense handle it. Callahan is the one to take it from behind the mound, and there's 2 gone.
Good start to this inning. Most likely Humphreys last.
And this is
Maybe.
See, you say good start to this inning, and he did get 2 quick outs to start the 3rd, and that is when everything started to go awry.
Well, don't bring it back up.
Yeah. See if actually each of the last 3 innings, he got in the first 2 outs rather quickly, and then it was a double. This one is going to be flied off towards shallow right. Tough angle for McFeely, but he's an outfielder, so he can make that catch over beyond first base, and that's out number 3.
Great.
3 up, 3 down for Ryan Humphreys in this 4th inning.
Great tracking there from McFeely. He went up, turned around his left shoulder, then turned back around his right shoulder to try to find the ball right as the clouds broke and the sun shone through, ending the inning.
Middle of the 4th. We'll be back in just a moment.
Enjoy an escape to serenity. The American Riviera. As you soak up the sun, spend your day in wine country, and take in some of Southern California's finest cultural centers. The Carpinteria Inn in Santa Barbara offers Spanish Mission architecture, well-appointed amenities, and cozy suites, all just 2 blocks from the beach and minutes from the area's finest shopping and dining destinations.
Halfway home here at Rescar Field, and there's a new arm in the game as Andrew Silva has checked in. He was warming up in the bullpen for the previous 2 innings. Now he's in, taking over for Ian Sullivan, who completes 3 innings, allowing 3 runs on 3 hits. 3 strikeouts as well for Sullivan. as there's a big swing and a miss there, as Jesse DiMaggio is the new batter. DiMaggio, the big 2-run homer back in the first inning. This one, he grounds to short, where it's picked up by Murillo. Easy play for him. And there's one gone.
Beat by about a second there. DiMaggio had no chance.
For Jack Bollinger, 0 for 1 on the day. He's... Alright, there's like horrible glare in this booth right now. And my ground ball into right field for a base hit. For Bollinger, takes the turn, stops at first.
Okay.
I just could not focus.
Yeah.
The blinding light.
No, I swear when I'm driving sometimes, and whoever's sitting in the...
It's still there.
It's
yeah.
still there. I'm going to just take my phone off the table.
Okay.
Whoever's sitting in the passenger seat, they'll be on their phone doing whatever, and I'm just randomly getting blinded. I can't see. I feel like I'm... That combined with I have a photosensitive sneezing reflex that some of you may experience. It's not a myth. It's a real thing. It's a genetic thing. So basically when...
you're not making it up. I get the same thing, too.
Yeah, whenever I look at the sun, come out of a movie theater during the daytime, I sneeze. So sometimes if it hits at the right angle, someone could blind me, and then I'd also sneeze at the exact same time. It creates a very unsafe driving condition. So I've got my my sun visors up constantly.
That's a new one.
You
No,
never...
No, I don't know about the sneezing thing, but the fact that the glare would cause that,
The glare, yeah.
interesting.
I also, talking about sneezing, I was sick one time, and my nose was ridiculously congested. And I had the bright idea. Joseph, you want to take a guess?
To what? Put yourself in the sun so you'd sneeze?
Well, the sun had set, so I had to go to the second best option.
There's a runner here. Bollinger trying to steal second. He's going to get there, not in time. He's gunned down by Camden Andrews.
I sniffed a whole bunch of pepper.
Okay.
And I was stuck sneezing for about an hour. My nose and face was burning, and I couldn't breathe any better after.
Nice.
So don't try and get rid of stuffy nose bites.
Base hit down into the right field corner for Weisermans. He's got some speed. He's going to take a turn and go for second. He might try to go for 3. Here he goes. The relay comes in, and it will not be in time. Grant Weisermans has himself a triple.
First person he high-fived was the ball. Came out that relay pass, bounced off the ground straight into his right hand.
Right off that Evo shield, perhaps. Weisermans, a big double with 2 outs here. And Bollinger was caught stealing. I was going to say, the other lesson you learn is don't try to steal against Camden Andrews or the San Francisco State team, as they've already thrown out 2 runners today on the bases. Proves to be a big difference now, as Weisermans could have had an RBI. Swing and a miss for Callahan, who steps in. His only other at-bat, a sacrifice bunt, back in the second.
Chasing a bit there. It looks like he's just trying to get Weisermans home.
2 outs. Just got to float it over past the infield. That will bring home an insurance run. Swing and a miss there as he tried to hold up but couldn't.
Yeah, Callahan looks like he's chasing everything right now, and SFSU knows it.
We'll see where Silva chooses to go with it on an 0-2. That one goes away. Callahan holding up there. Silva, of course, hasn't thrown a strike this at-bat. It's all been chases by Callahan.
Fool me once, shame on you.
And if you're Silva, there's no reason to throw a strike at that point. If you've already been gifted 2 strikes.
Yeah, I'm way outside pitches.
Might as well go look for another one. And even still now, might not throw a strike. The 1-2. Again, ball low. Testing the discipline of Colin Callahan. He's passing so far.
Callahan working his way back slowly into this pitch, this at bat, my apologies, trying to make it a fight against Silva instead of just not having a leg to stand on, which was where he was at.
This one is lined into left field, a base hit. That'll bring home Weiserman's, and Callahan has gotten the job done once again.
Exactly what he was trying to do. That outside pitch just finally worked its way enough inside, still on the outside of the zone. Able to get a piece of it and floated it, just like he said, perfectly over the shortstop, right into that gap.
Callahan an RBI single in Game 1 today, and now he has one in Game 2. An all-important insurance run is on the board for the Warriors. They lead 4-2, and Tyler McAvoy will try to be the follow-up act. He swings and misses through an outside pitch.
We've seen that from both pitchers, or three. We've seen that from all three pitchers today, working the outside of the zone early, maybe even trying to figure out where the zone is.
Yeah, and he's getting 20 inches of horizontal break that it's saying on our screen. These are some nasty sliders coming out of the hand of Andrew Silva. He has gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings and misses in just 5 batters. It's about 80 miles per hour. See another one here. This one fouled away. I believe that it's crazy stuff for the hitters, because it says 20 inches of break, which seems like a lot. It really is almost 2 feet that the ball will deviate from a straight line path before it gets to the catcher's glove. And these hitters are struggling with it.
And 7 inches of vertical break too.
0-2 to McAvoy with 2 gone. He takes inside. Very close to the jersey.
Third base coach giving some sign language. I don't even speak American Sign Language. Well, you can't speak American Sign Language. I don't even understand American Sign Language.
Here's the 1-2. Flied high off to the right side. Might get to the bullpen. Giving chase is Espinosa, and he'll run out of room.
But those signals, those third base coach signals, obviously.
Have you actually never seen baseball signs before?
I've seen baseball
Oh,
signs
okay.
before, yeah. I don't understand all of them, but I've seen them.
Yeah, I don't either, but from my experience being around a high school baseball program, I know that usually a bunch of the signs are nonsense, and then there'll be one sign in there that actually tells
yeah.
that's what it means.
Uh-huh.
And so that makes it hard to decipher as you see Sphagnus, tapping the wrist, tapping the ears, and it's something. It's usually one move in that entire sequence that will tell the runner whether it's going to be a hit and run or a steal. As here goes, Callahan will take off without a throw. It was fouled, so we'll have to go back.
It is a great system. We used to do the same thing in soccer. We'd throw our arms up and do all this stuff, but yell a word or something, and something in there the team knows, but ideally nobody else does. We've seen what that can do to a World Series team.
1-2. Silva trying to get out of the inning. He comes home. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. It's in the dirt. But Andrews makes the play, throwing over to first. McAvoy is retired. And the Gators get out of the inning, but not before a run scores on that RBI single by Callahan. It was Weiserman's who tripled, and Callahan brought him home. So we go to the 5th. The Warriors now lead 4-2.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
top of the 5th inning, and it's the man who made the play defensively to close out the bottom of the 4th. Camden Andrews steps in after throwing out a runner on a strikeout. Comes in 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded to first his last time up. Humphrey's first pitch. This one grounded up the middle. It's going to be too far for Soper to get to, and Andrews has a leadoff single.
Humphreys, as we said earlier, had been starting, I'd say, winning these, instead of winning a pitch count, winning the innings. He's been up 2 outs pretty consistently. So he's got a runner on first, not something he's had to worry about for the entirety of an inning as a runner on base.
Retired the past 4 batters, and now gives up a leadoff single on the first pitch. He faces Daniel Murillo now, who is 0 for 1. Walked back in the first and lined to second in the 3rd inning. And he takes a ball. One thing Murillo's been good at this game has been stretching out these at-bats. Seen 5 pitches in the first and 7 pitches in his second at-bat. Seen 2 so far in his 3rd. Really, in either game, he has yet to break through for a hit. He's been on base 3 times, off walks, and he throws a pickoff at first base. No, they say he balked. Wow. They're going to say that Ryan Humphreys balked on that pickoff attempt. They had Andrews by a mile trying to come back to first base. The umpire at first might be telling Coach Svagdis that Humphreys stepped towards home plate before releasing that ball, and the balk will move Andrews over to second base. So 2-0 is the count. Runner on second base, nobody out. Humphreys comes home and it's fouled away. It's always so tough as a left-handed pitcher to try and make those moves. Of course, you do have the advantage in that you can really attempt a successful pickoff move at first base, but you have to be so careful not to make that first move towards home plate. There's a pitch upstairs. And there's the whole urban legend about 45-degree angle between the mound and first base, and whether if you step on one side of that imaginary line, you're good, and whether you don't, you're not. But it's not actually in the official rule book about that line existing, as there's a pitch that was, I guess, inside. So Murillo will walk.
Quite a bit inside.
Warrior faithful doesn't like it, especially after the balk call. But yeah, I mean, it's tough for an umpire, too, at first base, is to try and tell whether that initial step was
legal or
towards
not.
Home plate or towards first base. But we'll turn the page now as the walk renders that a moot point. It'll be first and second. With nobody out. Ball upstairs for LaFerrier.
Humphreys has been out of the strike zone for the majority of this inning. Hopefully trying to get out of this inning without a run being scored. Dangerous leadoff second.
Yeah, he had some trouble with these high pitches back in the first and second innings. This one stays just upstairs for ball 2. And he really hasn't gotten the benefit of the calls that are near the top of the strike zone and actually inside the strike zone. Earlier was on the curveball. This time he could get the fastball, which throughout this game has lost a few ticks. This one, high fly ball out towards left field. If it stayed fair, it would have been way gone, but it is well foul.
Oh, we'll see an Audi over there. I hope it might be a Porsche. I hope it's safe.
So that ball ends up by that Winter Hall parking spot. You're right. Wow, you have a good eye. I did not see that car way down there. Not even in the parking lot. It's across the street.
Well, what can I say? I'm materialistic. I can spot a nice car from a mile away.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. The 2-2 with no outs. Be a big strikeout here if Hump can get it. still don't see anyone throwing in that bullpen, so looks to be that this 5th inning will be his.
Humphreys still just way high.
There is some stretching going on in the bullpen. I can see that, but I do not see any throwing. Here's Hump on the full count. Payoff pitch. He does. He gets him to strike out. LaFerrier goes down swinging. It's the 6th of the day for Ryan Humphreys, and it's the first out of this inning.
Well thrown pitch, 90 miles an hour. That had 20 inches of vertical break. Just rose all the way to the top of the strike zone. Well placed. Caught him swinging. I may not have been born in a barn, but I know what doors look like.
Here's the called strike to open up the at-bat to Cunningham. Of course, Cunningham reached on that strikeout. A couple innings of go. Funky play. Ball that bounced all the way up to the backstop. McAvoy could not handle that one. This one lined towards left field, but foul. Now you have him right where you want him if you are Ryan Humphreys.
He goes outside or up high. I think he's going to go... He's going to try and work it high. Maybe outside.
That was a hard hit ball. 105 off the bat towards that Warrior bullpen. This one in the dirt.
Love, I was entirely wrong.
And it would have been a better guess to go with in the dirt considering what happened last at-bat. That is exactly where Humphreys went in the previous at-bat and somehow skipped off of McAvoy up to the backstop. He likes that pitch low with 2 strikes, especially to Cunningham. 1-2, goes low again. It gets away for a second from McAvoy, but the runners hold.
Back in this count now. This at bat could be either far from over or just a pitch or 2 away.
Andrews from second, Murillo from first. The 2-2 comes home, flied high out to left field, but foul once again. Not as close to your outie over there.
God forbid. I think it's actually a Porsche.
It is?
I believe so. I think it's a Boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend has a red...
Ball in the dirt, it's okay.
Red, let's say, 05 Porsche Boxster. Zippy little go-karts. That's for sure. Zippy little go-karts. They're fun to ride around in. Terrifying at the same time.
Cunningham stands in the box for a 7th pitch of this at-bat. Humphreys deals. This one, it called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate.
Humphreys, after a less than ideal start to this inning, is crawling his way slowly back in.
That mean slider there on the inside part of the plate. It's the 7th strikeout of the day. It's the second out of this inning, and it brings up Justin Johnson, the only man really to beat him with that double that drove in 2 runs back in the 3rd inning. Johnson fouls it away.
Yeah, runners on first and second haven't moved in so long you'd think they were extra members of the infield. They've just been stuck, isolated. Gotta be lonely out there.
Leadoff single, a balk, then a walk. Since then, 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 comes home. It swung on and missed, strike 2. Humphreys to try and get through 5. He's 1 strike away. Johnson awaits the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Ryan Humphreys slams the door in this 5th inning with 3 straight strikeouts. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. The Warriors still lead by 2.
I want to give a big thank you to the Ramada Inn. The 9-time Ramada Worldwide Award-winning Ramada by Wyndham is a proud sponsor of Westmont College Athletics. Go Warriors. The Ramada would love for you to make us your hotel of choice whenever you have friends or family coming to visit Santa Barbara. Call us at 805-964-3511 and mention Westmont Athletics for a 20% discount. Ramada, your hotel of choice. 805-964-3511. Go Warriors.
Bottom of the 5th after Ryan Humphreys collects his 8th strikeout of the afternoon. Now batting number 8, Daniel Patterson to follow that up. And it's up against Andrew Silva, who continues now in his 2nd inning of work.
Gave up only 1 run last inning.
Gets a called strike to start this one. Patterson, 1 for 2, single and a strikeout. This one, called strike.
Generous to the outside there.
A little bit low and away. Not a lot of break on it either. 0-2. Patterson. He awaits and takes outside. I think that Silva maybe tried to induce the call by saying good on his pitch that was a little bit outside.
Just a touch.
I've been there before. That one is fouled off to stay alive.
Definitely wouldn't fly in tennis if it was that far outside the line.
Yeah. I was like, I've been there before when you do try to induce the umpire to call something by yelling, ha, or let's go, like,
yeah, you all
close.
Always raise your hand up, point your direction.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter
In
if
basketball, the same way.
you could kick the ball straight out of bounds, throw it right out of bounds.
Chopper to the left side, but foul.
If you're the first person the ref sees with confidence, they may just side with you.
Yeah. Didn't work there. Patterson's battling. Seen 5 pitches this at bat. He saw 7 his last at bat. The 6th one here is fouled again. He has seen a total of 4 pitches with 2 strikes in this at bat. It's a conversation I had yesterday, but there is a baseball stat called quality at bats, and it's basically includes at bats where you drag out the count to a certain length. And I didn't look it up between games, and I probably should have, but there's a certain number of pitches as this fouled away, and he certainly reached it now. It might only be 3 pitches. If you've seen 3 pitches with 2 strikes, then no matter the result of the at bat, it will go down as a quality at bat.
Huh. DP.
So he's now seen 7 in this at bat, 5 of them coming with 2 strikes.
Had that last at bat with the triple. Correct?
That was Weiserman's.
Weiserman's.
Yeah. 1-2. That one is low. Pitch goes down as a ball. A 2-2. This one fouled into the glove for strike 3. That's the 2nd strikeout for Silva, the 5th one for the Gator staff. And it's the first out here in the 5th. Now Soper, looking to turn this day around, did have a good first game, a double and a home run and a single. He was 3 for 4 in that one. He's now 0 for 2 in this game with 2 strikeouts. Gonna break out of it here. The first pitch he sees is a strike on the outside part of the plate.
I've been seeing Silva even go outside early. I know what to expect.
This one lined into center field. Ranging over to the left is Cunningham, who makes the catch.
Going off the bat at 97 miles an hour. It's not enough angle on it, not quite enough space, not quite the right placement to get it somewhere more successful.
And in steps Bryce McFeely, who has seen a total of 3 pitches in this game. Singled off the second pitch he saw in the first and grounded to short in the first pitch he saw in the third. Takes a pitch here. Bryce McFeely needs to take one more to have his longest at-bat of the game. And he does.
Almost hit by that one. It's going to be a nice, you see the same sort of motion when a player's dunking the ball and they're trying to avoid standing defender in front of them. They arch back and then all the way forward, which is a very common position in sports. You see that in soccer as well, that back and then forward, but in baseball I think it's the only one where you just go straight backwards. It's not the beginning of the motion, it's just the end of it.
You're talking about jumping out of the way of a pitch?
Jumping out of the way of a pitch, yes.
Okay. I wonder how much technique there is in that, so much as reflex and just trying to get out the way.
I'm just saying that the motion in general is pretty common along sports, but baseball seems to be the only one where it's the end result instead of the beginning.
3-1 to Bryce McFeely. He takes a strike.
Do you think they hit a lot of cable crunches to get quicker at that, or is there practice? Is there like there's batting practice? Is there
Getting out of the way?
practice?
If there's any practice, it's how to safely get hit so you get a free base and not injure yourself. He takes low. Yeah, I haven't been around any baseball organization where I was witnessing players practice getting out of the way of pitches inside.
Reminds me of dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Trey Dunn will step in. A runner on first, 2 gone here in the 5th. He's lined to left and center, the first one of those being a sac fly.
Joseph, you remember the 5 Ds of dodgeball?
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and then dodge.
Yeah.
I saw that movie. I actually hadn't seen it for a long time. I'd only seen the clips, and then last year during winter break, I watched that movie. Swung on and missed, strike 1.
I enjoy Jason Bateman movies a lot. I like him a lot. I think he's a great actor. Just watch Carry On too. Unfortunately, he plays kind of a mean guy in a lot of movies recently, so it's pretty easy to spot him as the villain from the trailers.
Silva still throwing over to first. There is action going on in the Westmont bullpen as expected. None going on in the SF State bullpen. The 0-1 comes home. It's low and away for ball 1. And Dunn really has been hitting this ball hard. Home run in the first game, a couple lineouts in this one on the season. Hitting that 280. Might be, probably still about 280.
Just about.
Yeah, I think slightly lower actually. The 1 line out counts as an at-bat in this game. There's a pitch low. Two one, swung on and missed a strike 2. But yeah, that back to the quality at bat. I do believe that at bats that end with a hard hit ball count as quality at bats too. So lineouts or hard ground balls, chalk it up to a certain exit velo get credit in that category.
Lots of stat keeping in baseball, huh? I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess there's a lot to monitor.
Yeah.
It's very similar to golf. It feels like there's, you talk about exit velocity, the angle of attack, the speed, spin rate. Very similar to golf as well. I would love if we broadcast
It's a 2-2, runner going. He'll be safe without a throw, as that one was in the dirt. Love it if we broadcast in golf.
I would love to broadcast golf. Oh my goodness.
I feel like just making my way around the golf course would already be too much.
That would be wonderful. Well, no, we'd ideally have, of course, like
Golf carts.
no, we'd have like 70 cameras,
Oh, 70 cameras.
and we'd just be here. We'd be here at Carr Field, and
There's a ball outside. Dunn is aboard after a walk.
our golf team would be out on Sandpiper or Muni, doing whatever they do, and we're just here watching it on the screen. I also wouldn't be opposed to driving around on the golf cart, following them around. That'd be pretty fun too.
That would quite be budgeting endeavor. I don't think this is going to be a pitching change since no one was getting loose. But SF State will have a meeting on the mound. Yeah, that would be. You got to find some donors, man, to get to Westmont. I mean, even a fifth camera would be great. We have 4 cameras on this field, and 1 camera in the gym right now where that basketball game is taking place. I'm sure our producer Ron Smith would love it if you found somebody that would put some more money into the program.
Donate $300,000 worth of equipment.
Yeah.
That would be pretty. If you're listening, if you're out there,
Some golf cart rentals, some, of course, like, meals for a full day, travel to Goleta. I mean, it's a lot of equipment. We honestly couldn't even
we need
broadcast this at one of these events at Santa Barbara City College or
we need a bus
UCSB.
or a U-Haul.
Yeah.
That is not safe. Anyone curious? There is a SUV with a box out the back, and the tailgate is wide open. They're exiting. That is not there's nothing holding.
This ball is popped on the infield. It might stay in play for Andrews, who does make the catch. That will end the inning, and you're right, that SUV is driving away with the hatch completely open, not just partially open and tied down.
Entirely open, nothing tied down.
So we hope that there will not be a refrigerator sitting on Sycamore Canyon Road. For here at Russ Field, that's the end of 5, and we'll be back with the top of the 6th in just a moment.
Enjoy an escape to serenity in the American Riviera as you soak up the sun, spend your day in wine country, and take in some of Southern California's finest cultural centers. The Carpinteria Inn in Santa Barbara offers Spanish Mission architecture, well-appointed amenities, and cozy suites, all just 2 blocks from the beach and minutes from the area's finest shopping and dining destinations.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
College came to Westmont College because they saw the need for this accelerated baccalaureate program.
Westmont is offering an accelerated Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, which is about a 16-month program. The need for nurses is not going to go away tomorrow.
For me, it was a calling.
Westmont is now accepting applications for its nursing program. Generous scholarships are available. Apply at westmont.edu/nursing.
Top of the 6th inning here at Ruscar Field, and it's the end of the line for Ryan Humphreys. Masterful performance in those 5 innings pitched, the 8 strikeouts he had, just 2 runs allowed, and he gives way to Willis Lacey, who takes over on the mound. First pitch is a ball to Daniel Santos. Lacey gets this one to be fouled back. Willis last season, a couple of appearances, and this season, 1 appearance so far, where he went 2 1/3, allowing 4 runs, striking out a batter and walking a batter. Lacey's pitch goes outside here, and it's 2-1. This is where games can change. It's only a 4-2 ball game.
Yeah.
Really, everything is in the rearview mirror when it comes to offensive woes. If you're San Francisco State, just a 2-run ball game. They had been dominated by Ryan Humphreys for 5 innings. And really 4 of them. They only broke through in the third.
I was going to say this domination if you give up 2 runs.
But 8 strikeouts in 5 innings is kind of a lot. This one's grounded to short, picked up by Callahan. He throws across to McFeely, and that's out number 1.
This is a home field fan advantage. We've got our fans are nice in the sun.
I think the biggest home field advantage of Ruscar Field is the shape of the field itself. These walls are very irregular.
They're great for right-handed players.
For left-handed players. It's very short to that right side. Lacey fires inside to Schrader. For right-handed players, it's actually pretty bad. It's the observatory corner over there. That's really
that
deep.
is very...
There's another deep corner to the left of it, and you can have some pretty hard-hit balls that just die out there.
You need to walk the field.
Called strike. Schrader's been got 3 times looking in those lefty-lefty matchups. He faces a right-hander for the first time now, even in the count so far. Flies this one high on the infield. Patterson's camped under it behind the bag. He will make the catch, and that's out number 2. That ball spun a long way.
Yeah.
Patterson was camped on it right on the line. He had to move maybe 20 feet to his left to get that catch.
Kept moving. Came off at 89 miles an hour. Ball was floating.
And there's a setting on our computer that will show the spin rate of a batted ball. And normally that means absolutely nothing. There's when a line drive, it gets past Patterson. It's going to go down in the corner. That'll be extra bases for Matt Sugden once again. He's got himself his 2nd double of the day. And if I remember correctly, the first one was pretty much the exact same place.
Yeah, it went over Patterson, I believe, the first time. And then this time just went just short inside, skipped up right over his glove.
So don't look now, but the potential tying run is at the plate in the form of Steven Espinosa. He's 0 for 2 so far. Bryce McFeely has had his number both times. He grounded and popped out to first. He fouls off the first pitch he sees from Lacey. Espinosa on the season coming into the game, just 1 for 3. It's now 1 for 5. Lacey delivers. This one grounded to second. Soper can't get to it. Here comes Cunningham around third. Excuse me, Sugden around third. He stops at third. And the runners will be at the corners with 2 gone.
Full stop. That ball came home. Looked like there was a good job covering second base. I don't remember entirely. Could have been a double, though.
With 2 outs, though, you do have to believe that Matt Sugden should probably be running a little bit harder. Going on contact there, ground ball behind you, always you're supposed to run, as that was shot off to the right side. I think that for Coach Schifino and a San Francisco State fan, you probably gonna wish you had a run in right now.
Maybe a little bit scared trying to extend the inning.
Nicholas,
2 outs, just get some runs in.
Nicholas Cook will run at first for Steven Espinosa. As there's a pitch inside to Andrews. Sugden from third and Cook from second. Cook from first. Andrews at the plate. Lacey delivers. Swung on and missed for strike one. Andrews 1 for 2 in this game. Singled in the fifth. Grounded to first in the third. Runner going to second. There will be a throw. No runner coming from home now, but the throw gets away, and here comes Sugden, and Cook will advance to third, as McAvoy had that one get away from him, trying to throw out a runner at second base.
Ball just skipped right up over the runner. An unfortunate error for Westmont. Brings that run in, and now you've got a runner on third as well. So, hindsight, you know, if you do decide, if you're Sugden to run that in originally, don't get home. Run's not scored, but no way to know.
Yeah, all's well that ends well for San Francisco State. And it could be a disaster brewing for the Warriors as that one is fouled off. Sugden wasn't running initially on the play. It looked like it might have been a double steal attempt, but he didn't go until that ball got past Callahan and Soper at second base. And then heads up base running by Cook to get on third. Here's a line drive into center field, and we are tied at Russ-Carr Field. Cook comes home to score. The Gators take advantage of that error, and we have ourselves a brand new ball game.
Yeah, great placement on that hit. Gets the RBI. And Willis, not what he wanted for himself, was hopefully looking to get a save on the stat sheet, but here we are, all tied up.
Yeah, at the very least a hold if he could have got through this inning without allowing a run. There's a called strike. Have to take a look and try to reconstruct the inning without the throwing error. I do believe one run would have scored, and with the runner on second base, that would probably still get written as an earned run. Here's another one. Ground ball into left field this time for a base hit. Dunn picks it up and keeps Andrews at second base. So we'll see what the official stats say, but I do believe both of these runs that have scored are earned runs. And now Derek LaFerriere has the go-ahead run in scoring position. Lacey comes home. That one high and away. Oh, called a strike, excuse me.
Framed
Very
well.
late call.
It was a very well framed.
And LaFerriere has grinded out his at-bats. Most recent two. Each one of them 6-pitch at-bats. He won the battle the first time with a walk and lost the second with a strikeout. We'll start the third, 1-1. This one, high line drive into left field. Ranging back is done, and Russ Carr holds it in. That ball falls short, 355 feet off the bat, 101 miles per hour, but just enough room there for Trey Dunn to hold it in. And we are tied heading to the bottom of the sixth at Russ Carr. Buckle your seatbelts. We got a wild ride coming.
I want to give a big thank you to the Auto Club Travel Expo. The Automobile Club of Southern California invites you to the AAA Travel Expo on Sunday, March 2nd at the Santa Barbara Auto Club office. The expo will be held from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You'll find insider information, hourly door prizes, exclusive show offers, and vendor presentations by Amma Waterways, Lindblad Expeditions, Rocky Mountaineer, and Viking cruises. To RSVP, call 805-898-2824. That's 805-898-2824. Once again, that's 805-898-2824.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at Ruscar Field. After Sugden and Cook scored in that 6th inning, we have ourselves a brand new ball game and a brand new batter as Isaac Veal is going to pinch hit for Jack Bollinger to begin the 6th. Silva still in there for San Francisco State. He delivers a strike to start the at-bat. I can't really understand, unless, of course, maybe Jack Bollinger has reverse splits, but this one is going to be flied into right field. They're playing him very deep out there. It's a long run, and it drops in front of Santos. Isaac Veal is on with a base hit. Santos playing him way too far back.
Yeah, that's something you want out of your pinch hitter. Pinch hitter?
Pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter. I'm having a word issue. It's a little chilly up here. I'm a little nasally. My apologies. Pinch hitter.
So Grant Weisermans will come up to the plate. He has been on both times, a single and then a triple. Of course, the 7-inning doubleheader means the next inning could be the final inning if Westmont takes the lead here. Can Grant Weisermans pass the baton on to Colin Callahan? The first pitch swung on and missed. He's been on a tear. Pinch ran in the first game. Had an RBI walk to follow it. Next time he came up, in this game he gets the start in right field. He has made the most of it. Single, triple. A chance to change this game if he can move Isaac Veal around the bases. Weiserman's the 0-1. Fought off to the right and out of play. Veal is going on contact. Or going before the pitch, I should say.
Yeah.
That might be the hit and run once again. We've seen Coach Svagdis do this quite a bit throughout the doubleheader today and yesterday. Sacrifice bunts too. I mean, he's a big fan of small ball and, run manufacturing.
Just get people further ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually they'll get in.
And at least the new school of thought is there's not there are some people who claim that the math doesn't back it up in terms of sacrifice bunts. Trading outs for position on the bases. They say it might not be so good, and hit and run is the same thing. You send a runner in motion, and then if you hit a fly ball, you might create a double play, or a line drive, you might create a double play. So there's always that risk, but Coach Svagdis trusting his guys here, and it has worked so far throughout today and yesterday. Take outside.
Very wide outside. Try to catch. Weiserman's looking.
1-2. Now there's action going on in the Gator bullpen. There's another throw over to first. The movement there is from Jake Spence, right-handed pitcher. Silva has been in this game for quite a while now. This is his 3rd inning of work. He's pitched 2 full innings. There's one, grounded to short. Murillo is there. He only has one play. It's at first, and he's too high. The throw was. It took Sugden off the bag, and Weiserman's is safe.
Weiserman, you're anyone out here. You got to sprint through every single play, sprint through every ball. You never know when you're going to catch a lucky break on a high ball and end up safe. And if you choose to just give up on that play, you're out. But instead, now you've got a runner on second and a runner on first, no outs, and potentially your last inning if you play some good defense in the next one.
Warriors will take advantage of the gift. That was a slow-moving ground ball anyway, so just that was good enough on its own. But the runner's getting to second. Here's Callahan, another bunt. This one's fouled. Sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. Callahan turned that one in successfully on the first pitch. Now you've kind of given it away, so the third baseman is looking to crash on this one too. Shane Hofstadler in the on-deck circle, maybe going to pinch hit for Tyler McAvoy. He had himself a monster game. San Francisco State could not get Hofstadler out last game. It'll be up to Callahan to give him a favorable situation here. The 0-1 as he squares to bunt once again. Infield creeps in. He lays down the bunt, but it goes foul. Veal on second. Weiserman's on first. Callahan at the plate. Hofstadler on deck. These are the names that Westmont will try to rely on. Give them their fourth consecutive win and a series sweep. Silva set at the belt. He comes home. Another bunt with 2 strikes. Callahan lays it down. It stays fair, and he has gotten the job done. That is a gutsy move there by Colin Callahan to lay down a bunt with 2 strikes. Johnson and Sugden combining for the defensive play. The runners are now at second and third for the very hot bat of Shane Hofstadler. I can't believe it. You do not see guys bunt with 2 strikes almost ever.
Very, very risky play.
Especially after you push the first 2 attempts foul. Really trusting yourself, and Coach Smagdis really trusting Callahan, giving him the bunt sign one more time on the 0-2, and it works to perfection.
It's looking today like Shane could hit anything.
So Hofstadler in the first game doubled, homered, then was hit by a pitch, and then walked.
He's just magnetic, isn't he?
This one he fouls off. Of course, I called a game 2 years ago in which Hofstadler hit a walk-off double against Vanguard. That was one of the more fun moments of my early broadcasting career. He comes up with another chance to be a hero here. Second and third, 1 gone. This one fouled off.
He's had a touch on both pitches. Looks like he's just hunting him down. Here's Silva, are you going outside here?
Outside has been the place where both pitchers, both sides have been able to benefit from some generous calls. He might be able to do it here. He lays off low and outside. There's no umpire in position to check that play. Goes down as a ball. Stadler staying alive. He's got Patterson behind him. Patterson struck out his most recent 2 at-bats after singling in the first. The Warriors would love to get it done with Hofstadler right here. Infield is in, trying to keep this run from coming home. There's another pitch outside. Really, for Hofstadler, you're just asking him to put the ball in the air in the outfield. His outfield playing very deep. It's going to be very tough to cut down Isaac Veal if the ball gets in the air.
Infield's choked up, too.
Yeah, they're
Choked up.
You're not going to get a run on a ground ball here. Swung on and missed strike 3. Down goes Hofstadler, and the Warriors will have one more chance to try and bring a run across. Silva comes up in a big way once again. That's his third strikeout, the sixth one that the Gators have combined for. And now Daniel Patterson will have it on his shoulders. The home run king last season, trying to cement himself into the Warrior history books once again. And the hero yesterday in that second game, a go-ahead 2-run single. He comes up in almost the exact same situation right now. It was bases loaded, 2 outs yesterday. It's second and third with 2 outs today.
High and outside, Silva chooses. Hopefully to see him outside a decent amount.
The 1-0 pitch outside. No, it's called a strike.
Just working that zone that's been set up. I mean, you can, at this rate, stick it pretty far out of his reach, outside of the batter's reach, and still get a strike about 50% of the time.
It's not a bad idea to live out there. You're absolutely right. For Silva, an outside corner is a good spot to get calls. He goes for it one more time, and he gets the call again.
Those pitches were pretty much in the exact same spot. They were both about 2 or 3 balls outside the zone, but consistent calling.
Now, if you're Patterson, nothing is too close to take on the outside part of the plate. You have to be looking to attack. You know Silva's most likely going to go to that part once again. Here it is. He lines this one foul. Almost took the head off of Isaac Veal. Wow.
That was scary for a second.
Yeah. Good job by Isaac Veal standing in foul territory. If you get hit by a foul ball, you're fine. You get hit by a fair ball, you're out. Runners always taught to take that lead well into foul territory on the third base side. Patterson, the 1-2. Silva delivers. This one is flared towards first, and it will be caught for out number 3. There will be a bottom of the 7th here at Russ-Carr Field as the Warriors cannot bring home that runner from third base with 1 out. We'll go to the 7th here, tied at 4 at Russ-Carr Field.
If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Have you ever wondered what college would look like in just 30 seconds? Well, it starts with waking up. Then maybe go to the lab, or go surf, do some studying, go run. How about a walk on the beach? Head over to a couple of games. Then go dance, worship, and grow closer to God. Go study in the library, and head to spring sing. Seize the day and your education. This is college. No. This is Westmont. You'll have to see it for yourself.
top of the 7th, and it will be Cade Fujioka making his first appearance as he gets, I believe was a strike, was it not? It was a ball,
That was
sorry.
a ball.
Throws a ball to Cunningham. Another one outside. San Francisco State looking for their first lead of the entire day. And no better time to have it than the top of the 7th in a 7-inning doubleheader. That one taken again. It is 3-0. Fujioka, not his first appearance, his first season as a Warrior, the freshman. He has one appearance under his belt already. 4-pitch walk is how the afternoon begins for him. Fujioka had a 1-inning appearance where he allowed a run, struck out a batter, faced 4 batters.
Got a tough batter coming up, and Justin Johnson as well right now.
Justin Johnson, 1 for 3, but a big one. That double off the wall that drove in the team's first 2 runs. It takes low. Fujioka just trying to find the strike zone right now. The 1-0 is chopped to third. Patterson backs up, throws to second, gets the out at second, on to first, double play.
Well done, Westmont.
Beautiful.
Given the opportunity for a walk-off in the bottom half of the inning, you get a double play, essentially right off the bat. It's got to feel good for Fujioka as well.
Absolutely. Fujioka couldn't find the strike zone on his first 5 pitches, but he gets 2 outs with the 6th one. And now San Francisco State really needs to try to get a rally building. It's a called strike to start the next batter. The dugout loves it. Daniel Santos. He's made 3 outs on the ground so far this game.
There's that strike zone. There's that confidence found. He's got both of them on this 3rd batter. See if he can end this early.
Fujioka goes outside.
A little bit too far outside from where the strike zone's been.
Santos is really playing a game of bingo with the infield. He's grounded to second, the catcher, and shortstop. See if first or third might be next on that list. He takes a strike. Takes pitch low, excuse me. For the Warriors, coming up, it will be Soper, McFeely, and Dunn trying to walk things off. There's a high fly ball towards left field. That is really high into the corner, but there's enough room for Dunn to catch that one in front of the warning track. A quick top of the 7th inning for Cade Fujioka sends us to the bottom of the 7th, where it'll be Soper, McFeely, and Dunn trying to walk things off.
Cottage came to Westmont College because they saw the need for this accelerated baccalaureate program.
Westmont is offering an accelerated Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, which is about a 16-month program. The need for nurses is not going to go away tomorrow.
For me, it was a calling.
Westmont is now accepting applications for its nursing program. Generous scholarships are available. Apply at westmont.edu/nursing.
Mind you, before this top of the 7th, a word from one of our sponsors.
Thank you to the Ramada Inn. The 9-time Ramada Worldwide Award-winning Ramada by Wyndham is a proud sponsor of Westmont College Athletics. Go Warriors. The Ramada would love for you to make us your hotel of choice whenever you have friends or family coming to visit Santa Barbara. Call us at 805-964-3511 and mention Westmont Athletics for a 20% discount. Ramada, your hotel of choice. 805-964-3511. Go Warriors.
Bottom of the 7th. In a 7-inning doubleheader, tied at 4 runs apiece, 7 hits, 1 error for each side as well. and it's going to be Michael Soper in a lefty-righty matchup. Outfield, no doubt, playing him on the warning track as Santos is really only a few steps in front of it out there. The first pitch is a strike. Still getting loose in the bullpen. There's two arms getting loose, both right-handed for San Francisco State. It seems to be Silva's game to lose, though, so far. There's a called strike.
Just clip the strike zone. Westmont faithful not too happy about that.
So 0-2, it begins for Soper. Yet to get on today. A couple strikeouts and a hard hit ball out the center that was caught. 0-2. Outside? Yes, it is outside.
Out and away.
Strike zone has been rather wide today. The 1-2. This one flared into left field, but hangs up just long enough for Schrader to make the catch. The conversation we had between innings up here on this porch is that really the only limiting factor to this game is sunlight. The shadow's starting to creep across the field. You can see it's a really long shadow from the pitcher's mound.
Yes, and for anyone curious as to why sunlight is a factor, up here in Montecito, there's a light ordinance. You're not allowed to have lights on, bright lights that is, or almost any lights after the sun sets. Creates for some pretty wonderful starry nights that we can see. But on the downside, walking around campus, you gotta have a flashlight out or you're bound to trip over some roots, a rock, cement, pretty much anything.
Swing and a miss there. McFeely trying to be the hero. Takes low. He's got Dunn and DiMaggio. Should either of them get on. McFeely in this game. 1 for 2. A single, a walk, and a ground out to short. He's also stolen a base. He leads in the count. 2-1. McFeely checks his swing, but it's a strike anyway. Two is the count. McFeely awaits. Swings a high fly ball out to right, but it's foul.
So it looks like he's finding his groove.
He has 3 complete innings. He struck out 3 batters. He's allowed a few hits, 2 walks. 4 hits, 2 walks. This one on the outside part of the plate called strike 3.
That outside has been so friendly to pitchers today. It's not going to stop now.
Yeah, you can complain, and Coach Spagdis is, but it's been there all day. Everybody knows that those pitches have been called strikes all game, and pitchers are going to pitch there.
We've had an extra wide strike zone today.
So it's been consistent.
Think of it instead of a twin bed.
Fly ball, left field. It's way too high. Here comes Schrader crashing in, and we will have extra innings here at Russ-Carr Field. As long as the sun will let us play, we'll get an 8th inning here. Tied at 4 when we come back.
That the people who became nurses knew exactly what they wanted to do from like age 16 or something. I wasn't like that. So when I graduated from college, I assumed that I'd missed the boat. Like, really missed it. It was my mom, actually, who told me about Westmont's new nursing program and how their accelerated course can take you from a college degree to a bachelor's of science in nursing in just 16 months. But I don't even have to wait to start working in a real hospital. Westmont collaborates with Cottage Health to blend the best of classroom and hands-on learning. I'm on a generous scholarship, and when I graduate, I can go directly to a job with Cottage Health or anywhere in the country. Westmont is helping me realize the dream I didn't even know I had.
Westmont is now accepting applications for its nursing program. Generous scholarships are available. Get started now. Apply at westmont.edu/nursing.
Top of the 8th here at Ruscar Field. And it's going to be A.J. Schrader, the man who caught the final out of that 7th inning. He'll step in against Fujioka, and he rips this first pitch foul to the right.
Schrader taking a breather after that one.
That might have been the best contact he's made all game. He went down looking twice and popped out to third. One foul ball mixed in there until now. That was his second. That pitch outside. Schrader trying to break out of it, hitting less than 100 on the season.
Fujioka trying to find that outside zone pitch that San Francisco's done such a good job throwing.
Fortunately, leaving it a bit too far outside. This one's fouled back behind us and out of play. So 2-2, another chance for Fujioka to put a batter away. He was able to get through his first inning of work by facing just 3 batters, walk, double play, and a fly out to left. Even 2-2 here. Goes outside for ball 3.
That high and outside, he's been there a lot. Hasn't thrown many pitches, but decent portion of them have ended up high and outside.
Full count pitch, he loses him, and Schrader is aboard as the go-ahead run.
I think if you really do want that outside pitch to go down as a strike, you got to get it lower.
Lower for sure, and add some movement to it. These pitches, they're not getting as much breaking movement as the other ones. Those help deceive the umpire.
We were seeing, 20 inches of
horizontal some of those
break.
sliders were crazy. This is 12. I mean, 12 is still good, but there were some that were single digits. And, fastballs outside, they look pretty far outside, but when you start throwing sliders and things, you create a lot of gray area. Colby Raphael in to run at first base, by the way, taking over for A.J. Schrader. It's the in-play of the first game. Here's a bunt. Coming off the mound is Fujioka. He might not even have a play at first. He barely gets that throw in time. Beautiful play by the Warrior defense. You'll take it if you're San Francisco State.
Some of those pitches up and outside, but that throw to first was right on the money.
So 1 gone here. Raphael moves over to second. And that brings up Kyle Olympia. He played in the first game today. Takes low here. Olympia started that game before Raphael took over as a pinch hitter. And he was 1 for 3 before being replaced. Fujioka checks the runner. The runner goes. Hofstadler throws down to third. He did not get him. But oh, what a close play that was. As if that throw was on the right side of the bag, Patterson probably tags out Colby Raphael.
Skipped on the ground, too. Patterson had to readjust. Afterwards, probably thought that was going to go in his glove instead. Skipped up off the bag. Had to move his whole body.
Yeah, still really good attempt there. Not easy to steal third base, and Raphael, credit to him for getting there in time. That's huge in a game with just one out. Warriors are going to have to bring the infield in to try and keep Raphael from scoring. And Olympia is a fly ball away from giving his team the lead. He squares to bunt. They try and squeeze. It gets down, and Raphael's going to be caught in a rundown. Hofstadler runs him back. Patterson applies the tag, and he is out at third base. Oh, my goodness. So not only is Olympia unable to put the ball in play, Raphael gets caught halfway down the line. There's an out on the play, and you don't even get to first base to show for it.
That is a perfect situation for Westmont there. We're talking about drama in between the breaks, and this game just seems to keep piling up more and more and more.
That was a blunder, as Olympia, of course, is going to be charged with a strike, too. He lines this one into center field. It's going to be the third out of the inning. The Warriors come up huge on defense after a base-running catastrophe from San Francisco State. They'll go to the top of the eighth with another chance to walk it off when we come back on the Westmont Sports Network. Bottom of the eighth here, and it'll be Jesse DiMaggio, whose first at-bat was a massive two-run home run over the left field fence. The chance to bring his team closer to victory. It looked like all hope was lost for the Warriors after a sacrifice bunt moved a runner over to third base. But then all chaos broke loose as Kyle Olympia failed to get that suicide squeeze bunt down as there was a strike inside, and the pinch runner and Raphael was caught in no man's land between third and home. And the Warriors
ball actually.
Was the ball called in the count? So it was a really just a nightmare sequence of events, and no fault of Raphael's as the sign was given to take off. If you're Olympia or any other batter, you really have to put the bat to the ball in that situation. You can't afford to take a strike and cost your team a chance to take the lead.
So losing a little bit of pace on some of these pitches. This is his fourth inning now.
Yeah, still two arms on that mound in the bullpen for DiMaggio. Trying to go to work here and draw this at bat out. He's now ahead 3-1.
DiMaggio destroying in this count.
For Silva, he has thrown. Can't see the pitch count here, but this one's fouled into the glove for strike two. And I'm just left to the mercy of guessing at what the pitch count is at this point, but I imagine Silva's thrown quite a few.
Silva's shaking off so many options given to him.
And he throws ball 4. Don't imagine that was one of the signs he was receiving. Isaac Veal will come up now. Potential winning run is aboard for Westmont. Veal in this game, single, made it all the way to third base, where he was stranded in the 6th inning. We'll see if Coach Svagdis tries to play small ball once again. It's Veal and Weisermans. It will go for small ball as Veal shows bunt. Here's Silva. Veal squares to bunt, go back to first. And I will have to say that if you're San Francisco State and you don't want to go home with a loss, you can continue throwing pickoff moves until the sun sets, and
the game will end in a tie.
Yeah, so you know the runner is going to be advancing, so still you can throw those pickoff moves. As this is bunted in play, and oh no, third baseman could not make the play. That was Olympia once again, so one time at the plate and now in the field. He's cost his team twice, and the Warriors have 2 runners aboard.
Caught cheating a little too high. Looked back at the shortstop to see what was going on. He's still standing there confused. He's still looking around like, wow, how'd that happen?
Yeah, that's a horrible feeling for any athlete to have one mistake cost your team the chance at taking the lead, and then the second mistake may have cost your team the game. That moves DiMaggio to second. He would have been there anyway. And it goes down as a base hit, in case you're wondering, for Veal. That bunt into no man's land, really, I mean, nobody had a chance at it.
Yeah.
But it
just far enough left, just far enough right, just far enough in. Just in the perfect spot.
So now the players will host a meeting on the mound. Not coaching inspired. You really do have to tell your pitcher and your infield defense, all right, this is the situation. Can't afford to have a mistake like that happen again. Weisermans will step in. He's been dangerous. 2 for 3 today. He's reached on an error in that third one. First at-bat single, second at-bat triple. And he's got the potential winning run in scoring position. That's DiMaggio representing it as he squares to bunt. Weisermans gets the bunt down towards third. Olympia fields this one, throws across to first. There's one gone here, but the Warriors have moved the potential winning run to 90 feet away.
Reminiscent of a previous inning, aren't we, Joseph? Maybe a previous 2 innings, Joseph.
The dugout absolutely loving the sacrifice play. And now if you draw it up differently after 2 sacrifice bunts, it could be a runner on third with 2 outs. Instead, it's going to be second and third with just 1 out. First base is open, and it will be open for Jake Spence, who jogs in from the bullpen. He's going to take over for Silva. I will give Silva credit, though, for sticking into this game. He pitched 4 1/3 innings in relief. So great effort by Silva as he gets all the handshakes coming back to the dugout. He's only allowed 1 run so far. Unfortunately, he is potentially responsible for the winning run that stands 90 feet away. Colin Callahan will be the batter when we come back as Jake Spence gets loose in his bottom of the 8th. So it's Jake Spence getting done with his warm-up pitches. The potential winning run is Jesse DiMaggio, who will lead off from third base, and Isaac Veal will be behind him from second. Veal's run doesn't quite mean anything at this point. First base is open if the Gators want to use it. So far in this game, Callahan, a couple of sacrifice bunts, and an RBI single. Very productive day at the plate. What's going on here? Not sure what's the time's being called. They're going to put him on. So Callahan will be walked intentionally here to load the bases. Not a bad idea with one out. You can set up a double play here. What might be a bad idea is giving Shane Hofstadler the chance to end this game.
Hot hand, hot bat. Only time he was defeated was his last at bat. I think he's thinking in his head, yeah, I'm going yard.
He's done it 2 years ago. All he needs to do is get this ball out of the infield. And he takes away. And actually, all he has to do is get on base. If Hofstadler walks, and now he's going to go to a meeting, Coach Svagdis is going to bring the runners over and try to talk to the situation. Coach Venzer is going to join in that conversation as well.
You think they're in there, they're all... Figure that's what they're saying.
Yeah, I can't really imagine what the conversation is like. I mean, if you're Shane Hofstadler, you can just stand there for 4 pitches. If Spence can't find the zone and the game is over, not really too many ways to get crafty with runners on every single base, as they're going to be forced to advance no matter what.
That would be an interesting walk-off walk.
Yeah.
From my first baseball game ending in a walk-off walk.
Yeah. Hofstadler in that first game, beautiful. He reached all 4 times he came up. Struck out to begin his appearance in this one when he pinch hit, in that 6th inning for Tyler McAvoy. And took over the catching duties as well. He leads in this count 1-0. Watches outside, 2-0.
Shade covering almost the entire right side of the field now, coming across on a diagonal.
DiMaggio leading from third, Veal from second, and Callahan from first. 2-0 at the dish. Hofstadler awaits, and he takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. Spence has found the zone. He delivers outside again. 3-1, and there is nowhere to put Shane Hofstadler.
Could a ball end this game, Joseph?
It could very much well end this game. The Warriors on the precipice of winning 4 straight. Spence set at the belt. He delivers. It is outside, and the Warriors have won the ball game. Shane Hofstadler stands in the box. 5 pitches later, Jesse DiMaggio comes home, and the Warriors have won 4 straight to close out the non-conference portion of this schedule. I'm going to ask very kindly Sasson Nahas to get down there, talk to Shane Hofstadler about that game-winning at-bat. It was a very fun series here. Not to be forgotten was the amazing start to this match. His performance was Ryan Humphrey's strong 5 innings of 2-run ball. Struck out 8 batters, got himself back into form. And that's really all you can ask for in a non-conference part of the schedule. Seeing from everyone turning in their best work today over the course of this series. The Warriors outscored San Francisco State 16-9 yesterday. And today they outscore them 14-10. So 30-19, the run differential between these two teams. Program reminder that the next games will be on Saturday, February 15th, and Monday, February 17th, when Hawaii Pacific comes into town. Take a quick break here before we get to that walk-off interview from Shane Hofstadler.
Hi, I'm Sasane Haas. I'm joined here today by the walk-off walk winner, Shane Hofstadler. How does that feel? Is that your first career walk-off walk?
Yeah, walk-off walk, that's definitely my first one, so I could check that box off.
Yeah, it's an impressive one as well. I mean, so scared of you to hit the ball that they just decided to walk you instead.
Yeah.
How's that water feel?
It's cold, but I need it. I could use the ice bath right now.
Great support.
We got a great group of guys out here. It was a full team win. Like, it wasn't just me. Like, I need 3 guys on to get the walk to score, so it was the whole team that won.
Ump as well. How was that? His pitching today early on.
That's what he does. I mean, he might get guys on, but he battles. He does what he does. He blows it by guys, and he pitches when we need him to. And he really dialed it in and kept us in that game.
He did. Congratulations. Great win today, 4-0
Yeah,
against SFSU. Congrats again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And that'll do it here for all of us at Russ Carr Field. For Reese Urbas, Maddie Steinbach, Lauren Landa, and Sasset Nahas, I'm Joseph Bingeter saying so long, and until next week here on the Westmont Sports Network, good night.